Tonight on episode 71, Milo, Ian and myself are convinced that having the most valuable Pokemon cards means you automatically win at TCG. Meanwhile, our man, the TCG Shiny King, JT Valor, joins us to give us an idiot's guide to it all, or make us feel like idiots, I should say. Welcome to Incensed podcast. Guys, we've got a guest to join us on the studio, but how are you all doing?
Welcome, JT.
Hi,
and yeah, doing
how's it going?
good. Doing good, dudes. Yes, we're going to sound like complete prats at the moment. I'm pretty sure later tonight.
I also feel like I just got a lot of responsibility on my shoulders that I'm apparently going to enlighten you about the TCG.
Have you got a umbrella you could lead us with?
It's got a lot of holes in it, but we can do our best with it.
JT, what have you got yourself into? Did you let Mark think that you knew about TCG or something?
Oh no, he sent me a message saying, hey, you want to talk to us about the TCG stuff? And I was like, sure, that sounds like fun. That's pretty much where we are here. I didn't realize I had to do homework for this one.
So we're going to go easy on you, JT, because, you know, for our listeners, we like to keep things very basic here on the podcast, and you know what we're like. So we're going to be like asking you, what does TCG stand for? That's the sort of level of interrogation.
Let me just get Google up real quick. 1 second.
Yes, because the thing is, he doesn't know either.
I think it stands for the trading card game, ?
Oh, I thought it was totally cretinous goose, but
I mean, honestly, that's a very positive second. That's a really close second, I'd say.
it was on the list.
Should we have a card game or a goose? What do you think, guys?
Cretinous.
Cretinous goose.
Makes all the difference.
But aren't all geese keratinous?
Wow, Ian.
I'm being goosist now, I'm sorry.
Don't want to get cancelled here.
Mate, next time you come to Walpole Park, they will be all over you. All right.
I heard what you said.
Disrespecting me.
So last week was dissing Ealing, this week we're dissing geese.
I watched the sequel, Maverick. I watched Maverick at the cinema the other week, and for a minute I thought it was like Tom Cruise Goose, you know, with the TCG. But Tom Cruise in Maverick, fucking amazing film.
That was pretty good.
It's not a film podcast. It was good, wasn't it? Did you enjoy it?
Yeah, I thought it was all right. I mean, for all things considered, I was like, I don't really expect much from this. And what I got from it was, I would say, like, I was expecting a 7 out of 10, and I got a 7.5 out of 10, so thanks. Appreciate it. Like, it's decent.
But since Incensed is now a movie podcast, JT, what do you think about the new Jurassic World?
I think that movie had a lot of flaws.
I still haven't seen the new one yet.
The only thing that I care about is the ending of the brand new movie where the T-Rex meets the other two T-Rexes from the second film they ever made. And I was like, oh, that's nice. Oh, sorry. Crap. This is also a spoiler podcast now, just in case you didn't know. Let's talk about Kenobi as well. It can be a TV and streaming podcast too.
Yeah, how does anybody survive being literally stabbed through the stomach with a lightsaber?
Whoa, hey, take it easy. Oh, wait, that's right. We're a spoiler podcast now.
Yeah.
The magic
hey,
space
it aired
wizards.
last Wednesday. If you haven't watched it in 4 days, I'm sorry, you're not a Star Wars fan. Yeah.
Don't get me started on Stranger Things season 4. Anyway.
Milo, do you want to spoil the new James May Our Man in Italy?
I haven't watched anything, so I can't contribute shit to this discussion, I'm afraid, boys.
Fair enough.
Milo.
Shiny Mewtwo.
Oh, first one of the night. Hey.
I incensed it, quote unquote. Did I win?
It's a green shiny.
You did win.
It's all good.
You did win.
This is going fantastic, guys.
Fitting, boys. This is really good.
Back to Pokemon Go.
Back to Pokemon Go. So we're going to kick it off we're going to move into the next part of it. We're going to segue into this. I don't know what the fuck we're going to say. Right, you all. Throw down your... No, not your incense tonight. Get your Meltan boxes on the go. Do you like that? See what we've done there? Works quite well with the event that we've got going on. And we'll be sending you all that shiny Meltan look. Can you get yourself 100? Can you get yourself a Shundo? We want some good stuff. Guys, I hope you've got your Meltan boxes at the ready, because I'm going to be having one going off tonight as well. Because if JT's got a shiny now...
I don't actually have a sound effect for that.
Just put the normal incense. They're basically the same.
It's not an incense, is it?
It's basically the same sound effect.
Drop a incensed box.
Pop an incense inside.
JT, no pressure. You've got a shiny already, so you're loving life at the moment. But if you
I'm doing great. Also, I used my box earlier today, so I'm just gonna pop a normal incense.
That's where the Mewtwo came off, isn't it?
Exactly.
Yeah, he's already ahead of the game.
All the green shinies come off a green incense. If anyone gets one, share with us on our social medias. Is on hashtag Shinies of the Week.
Clarify the spelling, you twat.
Oh, I like that one. That is SHINIESOFTHE WEEK. So let's jump into the TCG goodness or film goodness or whatever goodness we're talking about tonight.
Cretinous geese. Okay.
So let's talk about something we all got some knowledge about, and that was the adventure. Nice. She's like nice.
Milo's getting excited.
I'm hearing my own voice, and I'm not expecting it.
We're going to talk All Good Things Adventure Week. Obviously, the event has ended, but we had a pretty good weekend event, or certainly an event on the Sunday. So let's have a bit of an open discussion between the four of us. Guys, what do we think of Adventure 6 days of a week?
Can have a big black cock.
And that's why Coops isn't on this show.
Yes.
God.
Charcoal lump.
Oh my goodness. We'll tell you what, I'll start it off. I think that this was a really good event. I'd say it's a 7.5 to 8 out of 10 for me. I think there were some things that they could have done better, little things, but for the majority of it, pretty solid. I think that they pretty much smashed it out of the park, especially with that last event. Like, that Sunday event was really good.
Don't start me off.
Go next, Ian. Go next.
Come on, Ian.
The adventure week was really fun. I mean, it was really good. I mean, the Shinies literally were crazy, but the Sunday research day left a lot to be desired for this person over here.
Yo, it's okay. You're in a safe space. You can tell us.
We'll get the sad violin music in.
Over 100 tasks and only 5 Shinies.
You need that sound effect.
Only 5 Shinies.
Yeah, it wasn't fun.
Well, I personally loved the Sunday. The Sunday research day was a really, really nice little mini event. I did miss 2 hours of it by being asleep. I only played from 1 o'clock till 3 o'clock, but still got 13 Shinies.
Holy dolly!
Out of maybe 80 research tasks or something. So yeah, I had a fun day.
Exactly. The exact opposite of me that did the whole thing and got pretty much bugger all.
That's because I'm an Ealing, mate. Sorry.
Should have popped over to Harrogate. Go to the spa town to get your shiny on.
Yeah.
I should have done, actually, shouldn't I?
Harrogate.
See, Ian.
But the thing is, JT, we don't do the North.
Oh, is that a bad thing? My bad.
Ian doesn't like to acknowledge he's northern.
You see, it's the opposite here in America, so sometimes I get confused.
We don't do the South.
If you live in the North in America, you're Canadian. Isn't that how it works, JT? Is that pretty much it?
I mean, maybe past New York. I think New York's as American as it gets, but then anything north of that, whatever, we can just call that Canada.
Yeah.
What, even Boston?
Yeah, Boston's Canada, whatever. It's fine. New York City, Statue of Liberty, pretty much where that cuts off, that's where it's Canada.
Petition to move the border.
Boston red maple leaves.
For all listeners from America that are north of New York, congratulations, you're now Canadian.
Welcome to Canada.
Enjoy your healthcare.
Welcome to the Commonwealth. We should be welcoming you into the Commonwealth,
Also,
shouldn't we?
And here's your how to speak French manual, because you're going to need that.
Well, I like the Adventure 6 days. It was great for me to get some shiny errands. I agree with you, JT. I'd probably give it a good 8.5 for an event. I thought it was... the 7-kilometre eggs were pretty good. I like the new releases in it. They'll be coming around in a research day next year, like Bastion or Shieldon and Granados did this time around. You can see the pattern there. Maybe they won't, but I'd like to think they will. But the Sunday, I played for about 3 hours, so I was in the middle of Ian and Milo, literally.
You was the filling in the sandwich.
Yeah, I was the filling. And I got a shiny shield on during the event anyway, so I got it when it was in the wild, and that was my first one. But yeah, I felt your pain a bit in, because like my first check, shiny Granados, I was like, oh, I've got one already. And then I saw a lot of people either got loads of one and not many of the other, if any of the other. But it was fun having the jeopardy of 2 different ones that could come out of the researches. But JT, how many did you get, mate? Did you tally yours? I think I got 5 Granados and 3 shield on, so I got 8 shinies, I think, at the end.
I got 6 Granadoses and I got 11 shield ons, so I got 17 in total. The third hour was surprisingly bad for me for some reason, but I mean, I can't complain. My first shield on of the event was a Shundo, and I lost my mind over it, so I was very happy about that. First ever research Shundo.
You won the event at that time.
It was a good time, especially because that day started off so turbulent. Like, it started off with a Hundo Granados, which was great, and then the next one was shiny. I was like, of course, that's just how it's meant to be.
Yeah.
Little later on, I get a Granados that's shiny, and it's a 10-10-10. I was like, oh, great, this is going real good.
That was fun.
And then literally the next batch had the Shundo in it. I was like, okay, this is perfectly fine. I like this.
Lit. Noise.
And
Exactly.
then now I would say, like, honestly, my only big issue with the event was one of the ultra unlocks being the unknown being a full odds. I thought that was kind of ridiculous.
Yeah.
But other than that, I think that the Tortugas and Archons personally should have been slightly boosted in shiny rate if you're only going to put it in decently hard researches and in 7-kilometer eggs and not in the wild at all. But that's just a small gripe comparatively to literally everything else. Like, that's why I'm still saying it's like I might even go up to an 8.5 as well, to be honest with you, man. Like, it was a good event. To make it a 10, I would have changed some things a little bit here and there.
Gilly got lucky, didn't he?
Yeah, you got both.
And everyone only had a limited amount of eggs, didn't they?
Tell me about it. Fucking hell.
Oh, let's not go down that street again. We covered this last week.
I know.
Now, did anybody count how many Shuckles and Slugmas they got?
Every time I saw a Shuckle, I was actually thankful. I need Shuckle XL.
Oh, that's fair.
I was like, everyone else is getting disappointed with Shuckle Air Catch. And I'm like, oh yeah, Purified Hundo to level 50.
There's another one.
Take the wins.
Oh, God.
I hatched one shiny for the 7-kilometer eggs, and it was a shiny Cranados.
Oh, wow. Nice.
It's actually a right shiny for the batch.
Yeah.
Was that before or during the research day?
It was during the
Oh, yeah,
research day. It was jokes. It was jokes.
That makes sense.
That's a good tip right there. If there's ever an event where a shiny rate on something is super boosted and you can hatch it, and if there's a limited selection, there's a decent chance you'll hatch that shiny, but you have to make sure that you get that during the event time.
That makes sense. That would make sense.
If you picked it up beforehand, it wouldn't have worked.
Well, I got the Shundo as well, mate. So I got the shield on as well.
Nice.
And that was my last one of the event. So you got yours at the beginning, I got mine at the end. So
Hell yeah.
be maxing that little one out and level 50ing it, and that's going to be my next project. So it's
Best
like a bit
buddy.
of a grind, that
Second
one
move.
Shundo friends. Oh.
Ooh, Shundo
High
friends.
five. Yay.
is. Yes!
No, Poggers.
Shundo.
Oh my god, he's actually got the shiny Meltan.
Meltan.
Pop your Meltan box. It works.
Inside me.
Oh, there we go. Clips. Instantly clips.
Inside.
You gotta do the do-do-do's.
Do. That's probably good as a way to wrap up the adventure week. But good, I've got a shiny now, so I'm happy with that. So
We'll see you all next week.
See you.
Thanks
Bye,
for
Ian.
listening to episode 71.
Don't forget to smash the follow button, and if you really like it, join the Patreon or the OnlyFans.
That queen.
Either or works.
Queenie. Behave. She should not know what OnlyFans is. Jesus. That's bad. JT, what do you think of Dino Com Day very quickly?
I think Dino Com Day is fun. Finally, we're getting a pretty exciting Com Day. I know some people are a little upset about the value of a shiny going down, but that's kind of the cruel reality that I think everybody needs to grasp is minus 1%, not even 0.1% of the Pokemon in this game. Everything eventually is going to be easier to get, so I wasn't that upset about it. I knew it was going to happen eventually. If you grind super hard in raids and stuff beforehand, you're just basically trying to get it early comparatively to, everybody else.
Exactly.
So I'm okay with it. I'm excited for it. More green dinos for me. I'm down.
More green goodness.
Maybe even a Shundo.
Fingers crossed.
I'm so good, so I'm going to miss it with you boys, because I'll tell you what, you're going to do like hundo checks, they're going to be popping up.
We shall see.
Right, so we're going to jump into the getting to know you section. So,
Fucking just tell me about you, mate. Just what's going on?
I'm sorry, I thought you paused for me to play the jingle.
Great to cut him off.
I did, sorry, Ian, I did, mate, but I thought, oh, maybe we're not doing it, I've tripped us all up there. Fuck it, I'm out of fucking sorts today, sorry. Right, get back in the game. So we've spoken about gaming in the past. We're all different sort of age ranges, play different games, but I want to know, what has been your most painful or most agonising or just frustrating moment whilst playing any game, or any game you invested time on at any point of your life? We're probably going to talk about Pokemon Go, but no, I want to go away from Pokemon Go, let's say. Does anyone want to lead the way here?
The time I lost my Hundo Darkrai. No.
I threw 28 successive.
I think you'll find it was
curveball throws at
47.
it with Golden Rise. I think you'll find it was 9, Milo.
I glitched the game and had more Pokeballs than ever.
Me and Ian looked at it and went, "You only
It's
had
like,
8."
you heard me moan about it on the podcast and then watched it and were like, you lying bastard.
You lying motherfucker.
What are you talking about? Most painful experience while, I guess, within a game. I'm going to throw it back to my PSP Need for Speed days. God, this was 2006, playing like a PSP version of Need for Speed Carbon. The challenge or the career in the game was to take over certain areas and basically own the city. It was called Own the City. And the third to last area that you had to take over was like this ridiculous level up from where you were in terms of cars and speed and stuff. And literally, I think I spent about 2 weeks trying to beat this selection of races to take over this area. You could have, I think at that time, you had like the best car in the game you could get was a DB9, but then they were in like McLaren, Mercedes SLRs and stuff. You had to do some fluky fucking shit to beat those races. Every time they'd sort of like just overtake you at the end. Like, you fucking bastards! And infuriating racing on the PSP would definitely be mine, I think, Marky boy.
That area wasn't Croydon you were trying to take.
No, I'd be getting out of there.
Milo, I thought your most painful gaming experience would have been when you sprained your ankles by sitting cross-legged.
Yeah, so actually, yeah, okay, Mark, can we get some context, some clarify the question?
Yes, you twat.
You twat in my case, yes. Most painful experience while playing a game, or most painful experience as a result of playing a game?
For me, like I've got loads of moments where I can imagine loads of game time
Have
spent.
Have you sprained your ankle while playing a racing game as well?
That's a first. That's definitely. I think a few of us have sprained a wrist maybe when we're playing a game.
Intense reaction.
That is a callback to a very old episode, wasn't it?
It was, Ian. It bloody was.
I'm having a hard time coming down to like the hardest, but I remember playing that. Have you guys ever played Jedi Fallen Order?
Yes, that's a while ago, but yeah.
Have you played it on Jedi Master Disc difficulty or like the hardest difficulty?
I seem to remember, I think it was on the PS3 or 4. I did, but I was shit at it.
So I beat the game, but boy, was that just the biggest grinds. Those Inquisitors sucked. Like, one lightsaber hit and you're pretty much dead already, which I guess is realistic, but also
not in
infuriating.
Obi-Wan Kenobi, the TV series.
Well, of course not. You know, those ones, lightsabers bounce off of people's bodies, which is just beyond confusing to me, but we're not here to critique a poorly written show.
No.
What about you, Ian? What kind of stuff have you had to do?
I can't remember what one it was. It was some point in the probably late 80s, maybe early 90s. There was a little game, an RPG, when I was playing on the Commodore 64, so this shows how long ago it was, called The Bard's Tale. The only save points in the game was when you went back to the Adventurers Guild. Now, if you've never played the game, this probably means nothing. The new Bard's Tale game that was out a couple of years ago was nothing like this. You'd have a team of characters and you'd have to battle creatures. You get XP, you build your team up, they're building strength, and then you progress that way. I'd spent probably a whole day playing this and built up the team, and I was actually doing pretty well. Got to a really quite a difficult part of the game. I can't remember when it was. I think it was somewhere near the castle, and literally there was this creature wiped out my whole team, which then takes you back to essentially the last save point in the game, which was a very weak started team, and I had to start all over again, and felt quite bad at the time. I mean, modern games, there are a lot more save points in it. Back when games were in their infancy, yeah, it was catastrophic and torturous when you literally lost all of the experience and effort that you'd put into a game. And I'm talking, when I say I'd been playing it all day, we're talking about 7 or 8 hours. We're talking a long time, and on one of those retro gaming machines like the Commodore 64, for it to actually stay alive that time without crashing or something going wrong, that was an achievement in itself.
It was.
That sounds really painful.
It's a bit more rewarding when you actually fully complete it, though, in a game like that. There's more at stake.
What about you, Marky?
So, more simple terms, I used to have a Sega Game Gear, showing my age a little bit now. Probably one of the nice 16-bit handheld consoles at the time. I think it was 16-bit, the Game Gear. I had Sonic as the game that came with it, and was getting better and better and better at Sonic, playing it, and then realised that actually the batteries that you put in it, the AA's, didn't last long enough to actually get you to the end of the game. So, new batteries in, started it, got to the 6th world, batteries died. It was like I could have stopped it from happening. There was no, like, when you're out on the move, you can't plug it into the mains. And it was like, poof. You're like,
that sucks. I liken that to going out to play Pokemon GO Community Day without a battery pack on an old phone.
And praying.
How long can it last?
Is there a plug anywhere, please?
Potato wires, go.
That could be a vlog, couldn't it? I played GoFest with no battery pack.
Or I play Go Fest with a sack of potatoes.
This one's tapped out. Throw it out.
Okay, so when we're in Seattle, Milo, we're going to go to Walmart and we're going to buy you 20 kilos of potatoes and you can carry them around all day.
Yeah, because I'm built like a horse, aren't I? You know? A horse of a man. Yeah. Lugging potatoes around. Can I get a picture, Milo? Well, sacks of potatoes.
So you have a potato.
They call him Potato Milo UK.
Potato Milo UK rebrand coming in.
That needs to happen, mate. That needs to happen.
So do you just give those out for free, or do they have to buy them?
No, I think if they see me at a Go Fest, it's a free potato.
And would you be weirded out if they asked you to bite it?
Oh, Milo, we could take a Sharpie, you could sign the potato.
Yeah.
Yeah, sign the potatoes.
Can you leave your teeth imprints in my potato, please?
Please.
Milo?
Said like that would be weird.
Can you do it slowly? I'll take a picture of you.
Can I make a
Put it
video?
on their Milo shrine in the middle. You know, this one has a little bit of saliva on it.
This is the potato. We'll put it in a hermetically sealed jar.
We can clone Milo now from his saliva.
And then when you die, they'll clone you, but it'll be also part potato as well. So like a true.
It'll be a true representation then, won't
True
it?
Mr. Potato Head.
It'd be a dual potato Pokemon and fucking Ealing Pokemon.
Oh, God.
What a crossover.
If you like that, by the way, Potato Milo UK, his merch link will be in the description below.
Yeah, there'll be.
And,
There'll be a
You
new
can
link.
get them mashed. You can get them fried. You can get them.
So many ways.
You
A lot
can
of
get
ways
it
to
with
prepare
fried
this
chicken
Milo,
and
but you
gravy.
gotta love it.
Exactly.
yes.
Mashed potato Milo UK with fried chicken and gravy.
Oh, do you know, that also just reminded me of Bangers and Mash. Bangers and Mashed Milo. Oh, dear.
Ooh. Ooh la la.
I feel like we have to go somewhere else for that, though.
To be fair, I've seen Milo mashed.
See you next in Gordon Ramsay's restaurant.
Milo's like, I've got bangers all around me.
That's equated to Coops' sound effect, isn't it? The equivalent of. Oh, God.
Gutter, let's get out of it.
And out of that
We've all
beautiful
answered
note.
that, haven't we, boys?
Scrabble out the gutter now.
Thank you, boys. That was a great round of questions. Any of our listeners, please share with us if you've had any moments of gaming which have annoyed the hell out of you. So we're going to move into the first game tonight. One of my favourites, but Ian, you're going to show us the way. We're going to chase that tail.
Coops has just got cock on the brain. There it is.
Chasing the tail, chasing the tail. Tail to chase, it's chasing the tail.
Okay, so welcome back. JT, have you actually played this game before?
I have not, but
have
have no fear.
not.
I have watched many an Incensed podcast, and I know how this works.
So we'll go through the rules, and I'll see if I can butcher them as well as Milo does.
I
Okay,
nailed
so
it last
Chasing the
time.
Tail is
Fuck
a word
you.
association game. You mustn't pause. You mustn't hesitate. Otherwise, you will get...
Cock to the face.
Just a meaty slap.
The name of the Pokemon that you say must start with the last letter of the preceding Pokemon. So the order that we're going to go with today is we're going to go with the order that's on my screen. So it'll be myself, Pogo Milo UK, Masterful27, JT Valor. And Milo, your first Pokemon today is as elf.
Fletchling.
Geodude.
Ducklet.
Litleo.
Actually,
Auxiliary.
Geodude ends with a fucking E.
I didn't.
Oh,
I
did you?
I screwed up on that one.
Ah,
I'm so glad that I played this
you did
game.
what I did and fucked up the last letter.
Do I get away with it because you guys kept going? You didn't catch
Well,
it.
Mark called you out there.
I was waiting. Are we all being too polite here? Fucking ends
Yeah,
with an E.
I see him squirming over there like, what? How does he
He's
keep going?
literally clarified the spelling, you twat.
That is Geodud.
Sorry, I thought you said Geodud. My bad.
Okay, so JT, you get to start this one off.
He gets off.
Since you...
Screwed up.
yeah.
I love how I was like, oh, I've seen this multiple times. I'm glad I screwed up like immediately.
It's
You know
normally
what?
me, so that's
Screw
fine.
it.
It makes me feel a little bit
Fatal
better.
mistake.
Ducklet.
Tentacle.
Litleo.
Onyx.
Xerneas.
Sylveon.
Warbat.
Testicles.
Testicles.
What a great name.
Wait. Wait, what Pokemon did you say?
He said Noibat.
Noibat. Okay.
And I stumbled. Okay, so
Testicles!
Milo, your
Generation
Pokemon is Snorlax.
Xatu.
Umbreon.
Natu. Use the family to your advantage.
Milo wins quite easily.
Congratulations.
That game went just down the pan, one by one.
Yeah.
Cock.
Quite.
Oh, an Owen. Fucking hell, I was with the...
Favourites. Unknown's one of
Oh,
my
dear.
favourites.
It's my favourite segment.
So, Ian.
Hello, Masterful27.
I know you've just done a game, Ian, but I've got a big section here for
Okay,
you.
let's
Do you
go.
fancy taking it on?
La la.
Do you fancy taking this on, Ian? Are you the man for this?
I think I can cope with it.
Do you think you
Okay,
can take
well,
it?
Ian, I'm going to give you a big one here. You have got the news.
Is the news.
Okay, so this week's news. Pokemon Go is no longer supported on Android version 6. Let's move on. That is literally it.
That is literally it. What was hysterical is like Mark and I were talking about it. It's a 2015 system. Like if you're running that system, I don't know how the fuck you're playing Pokemon Go. Like you must be literally playing it like 10 frames per second or something.
Probably just doing GBL and don't notice the lag.
We imagine Niantic support are doing it because they get so much shit from it, don't they? I entered a raid and my game crashed, and they go, fucking hell, Galaxy S5
If
user.
you see me in Seattle Go Fest and you're running Android, whatever it is, 6, I'll give you a potato. It will be better.
Yes, because he will have like 40 pounds of potatoes there. We'll make sure of it.
Weight or money? Like,
Weight, 20 kilos-ish.
okay, gotcha. 40 quid's worth of potatoes.
40 quid worth of potatoes. JT, you could take him to Target. You could introduce Milo to Target.
Oh, sure. That'll be fun.
Priorities.
Better than Walmart. Yeah, I'll treat you to a super Target. How does that sound?
Ooh.
Sounds quality,
Fancy.
mate. First thing I want to do in Seattle, no
Yeah.
sightseeing. Let's go straight
Target.
straight to
Like,
Target.
there's a Space Needle over there. Who cares? This is a Target.
You know what normally my first thing is when I get to the States? I'll go to Walmart, buy a cooler, fill it with ice, and then just put a shitload of water and cola in there. And that generally
Why
sits
do you
in
do
the
that?
back of the car.
Oh, that makes sense. So you have like cold drinks on you at all times. I like that.
Yeah.
I mean, he's not going to just do it and abandon it in the store.
Yeah.
Just fill it up
Just
and
for somebody
leave
to
it.
try.
This is just for an employee to deal with later. I just do this to screw with them.
He's just going into fuck shit.
Some people like would go to the supermarket, pick up a tin of baked beans and go, you know what, I'm going to put that with the bacon in the fridge just for a bit of shits and giggles. But Ian's going to fill a water cooler, put loads of ice in it, open it out, and stuff it full of Coke and water. Love it, Ian. Leave it at the checkout and go, actually, do you know what?
You know, I'm
know
not
what,
friends
I've
with them
changed
anymore.
mine. Yeah.
I'll just leave this over here.
Put all
and,
this work in.
Customer service.
Yeah.
So JT, is Target as great? Because obviously here in the UK we had Woolworths and that's gone now. What is it comparable to? It feels like it's.
I would say more like maybe a Tesco. I know that Asda's very much like a Walmart, basically. I think they're owned by the same company.
Asda was owned by Walmart, but they sold them, I think, a year ago.
Oh, fancy. Well, yeah, like I would say maybe a Tesco. Remembering of these places because it's been a while.
I think
But,
I'd agree, actually. Yeah, I think I'd agree.
Yeah, I mean, like I used to work for a Target, so I already have like negative feelings about that store. But it's an all right spot.
Did you ever see anyone get sacked on the spot? Because like over in the UK we get like these sort of TV shows, like they show you like management in these stores. I always remember, like, I don't know if it was a Target or Walmart or something. You know, I'm going to paraphrase here. Someone had fucked up the end display on something in the shop. And like literally like the regional manager was in there and right, who's responsible for this? Oh, it's him over there. Like you can imagine someone go, oh, he's the one who fucking told me to do it. He walks over, he just goes, that
Somebody
shit, you're
snitched.
fired.
So I never witnessed anything like that. I had seen things that caused people to get fired. One of my favorite things was the somebody in the store was working the forklift thingy in the back and accidentally, with a big pallet full of stuff, knocked into the sprinkler system and it started raining in the back room. So that was fantastic. So I walk into the back room and it's just like it's flooding water. And like I just come back because I see everybody's gathering and the store manager, the one on the very top, is there. And I'm just kind of like grabbing some towels to help try to like make sure that the water doesn't go everywhere. And then I'm just standing there next to her and I go, I know this is bad, but this is actually kind of peaceful if you just listen to it. And she wasn't a fan. She wasn't a fan of that
Every
at all.
cloud. Every cloud, you know.
I mean, honestly, like I said a lot of things in that Target that I'm glad didn't get me into a lot of trouble. It was just like I would just quip on things if they went bad because I just didn't care anymore. Just like, oh, something's on fire. Well, at least it smells nice, right? It's like, I don't know.
We're warm now. It's fine.
Like, oh man, the lights all went out because the power turned off for some reason. Okay, whatever. This is a great time. I was checking somebody out and all the power went out. And as in the middle of their transaction, they said, did it go through? And I was like, I don't know. How am I supposed to know if it went through? Everything just shut off.
Tune in my psychic powers.
But you check your bank account, maybe you can actually figure out if it went through. Good times.
But yeah, Android 6, no Pokemon Go. Get out of here.
All that to that.
Out of here. But in other news, JT Valor likes the smell of things burning. So
and flooding, apparently.
Probably an Android 6 phone running Pokemon Go, actually.
Probably, yeah.
Why is my phone
You
catch
want
fire?
s'mores? Let me pull up the game real quick.
Quick, go get the marshmallows.
Toasting marshmallows over a burning Android.
Do you think that would get you an Android sponsorship or a blacklist? That's the question.
I mean, it's products like placement, but negative, so probably they'd hate you for it.
Probably. But but maybe if you do it just right, Hershey's and the Graham Cracker Company and the Marshmallow Company will be like, well, this guy's this guy knows what he's doing, at least. This guy's a genius.
S'mores.
Sales have gone up.
Marshmallows and Apple will be on you because you're disrespecting their competitor.
Apple would be all about it.
Toast more Android devices.
Yeah. It's definitely a YouTube video.
Yeah.
We gave 4 guys 4 S5s and a pack of Hershey's, and they went to Seville, Safari Zone.
Yes.
Before we ended the support for Android 6.
You need temperature.
And the mission. Who could catch the most Shinies or who could cook the most Hershey's?
That's it. There's a ratio. How many Shinies caught versus how many marshmallows toasted in the optimum
thing,
time.
Apple have never been known for their phones setting on fire, whereas Android have. I know it's not Android, but it was a Samsung.
You're right.
Yeah.
Right, they were a flight risk, weren't they? Was it one of the notepads, wasn't it, or something?
Yeah, I think
just
so,
like combusted.
Something about the battery, right?
Oh, God.
Fun times.
Anyway, we digress.
And this podcast is not sponsored by Samsung.
If it's obvious.
Right, not anymore anyway. We're going to go into that lovely spot. This is why the shiny TCG king is here tonight. We're going to go into the main discussion and we're going to talk all things TCG with the Pokemon Go link up.
Hang on, where's JT gone? I just see like a big...
He's got his Filofax. His big
Filofax, wow.
Yes. Let me open up the Bible of Pokemon Go cards.
He's about to give us a reading. Sit down and pay attention.
Yeah, have you been ordained, JT?
Yes, by the sacred church of the TCG church. Masuda himself ordained me.
I'm just going to do a little, not a big intro to it at all, but JT, we like watching your content. I'm sure a lot of our listeners watch your content as well.
Thank you.
I like TCG cards. One of the problems is getting them in this country. A lot of other shops are starting to bring them in, so it's more likely you might get a pack or two now. But in America, and see where you live, I love the fact you've got a great guy who runs a brilliant business and gets some amazing stuff in. You never see it like that over here in the UK. What's that feeling like, and sort of what got you into collecting the cards to start with?
So, for starters, what got me into collecting the cards is the same thing that got me into Pokemon in general, and that was when I was 6 to 8 years old. My mother bought me a pack of Pokemon cards, and, as that moment happened, the cardboard addiction began. But basically... it feels great going into those stores because I've always been somebody that likes card games. I like Magic the Gathering. I used to like Yu-Gi-Oh! I never played Pokemon, but I always collected the cards just when they just came out and everything. So I enjoyed card gaming and collecting, hence why I like Pokemon Go. It's another collection-based game, It feels great to go in there. And by the way, the shop that you mentioned is Big League Cards. They are a really great shop, and the owner, Neil, is a fantastic person. He's very kind. It's just really nice being able to walk in there because he definitely gets his hands on a lot of really cool stuff that I don't even expect him to get his hands on. If you're into doing international cards, like Japanese cards, he usually manages to grab those things too. And I kind of like that stuff. I think it's really cool. I don't know why when you see a card that's in Japanese, especially because it's from the motherland, if you will. That's where Pokemon is from.
Yeah.
So it's kind of fun to see that kind of stuff. But when it comes down to Pokemon, I did kind of stop collecting Pokemon cards for a while. And then when the craze started firing back up, I was like, cool. Yeah, I liked this back then. Why not? We'll just dive back in a little bit. And it's been fun, mostly just due to the fact of, do I get the rare card? It's always that hit of dopamine, I guess, when you finally get the thing you're looking for. But I'm definitely excited for this new Pokemon Go TCG set because there's some cool stuff in there that I'd like to add to the collection.
What's actually in that collection?
I've actually been doing like fun little things. I can't be too creative because money's limited due to Go Fests and stuff, but
we're feeling that.
I don't know if you guys had this in the UK at any point, but the McDonald's cards that they did where it was like the 25th anniversary and they had the pack of 4 cards and you get a holo, and apparently people were killing each other for those things, which was beautiful. I like doing things like this. I made a custom binder for them so it looked like a Happy Meal box.
Nice.
So they got the t-shirt front there and the Happy Meal.
That's quality.
On the inside, we got the McDonald's M's. I know this is very much visual for all you podcast listeners, but and then I have every one of the holographic cards of them in there. That was a fun one. I like doing stuff like that, but I definitely like collecting certain sets. Like Shining Fates was something I just recently finished, which is a lot of shiny cards because I'm pretty much known for shiny, so I was like, yeah, that'd be kind of fun.
Did you finish it off then? Did you get all the shinies, JT?
I have all except for one. When I was putting it all together, I just realized I was like, crap, I'm like literally one away. But luckily, I know somebody that has that one card, so I'll get that soon. I'm excited for this new set because there's some shiny cards in here that I kind of want to get my hands on.
Shining Fates is actually what got me interested in them, if I'm honest with you. I think the reason it's probably not taken off, like we talk about the season, like the Gen 1 cards that came out, the first editions and that. They're the ones you see online where you see Woolworth's employee clears old shelf that was there for 30 years, whatever it is, and they opened it up and they found some old packs that have slid down the back, and everyone's going, fuck these cards. And Leonhardt normally gets them, doesn't he? And puts them on his channel because he's got an amazing collection as well. But Shining Fates got me into it because I like the idea of the Japanese cards. I love the Japanese writing on them. And the artwork on some of these cards is stunning, just stunning. It's like the sparkle around the shiny Pokemon. That's what got me into it. I loved it. And have I completed any sets? No, I haven't. Do I know how to play TCG? No, I don't. Would I like to understand it? Yeah, definitely. The Pokemon Go crossover for me now has given me that real interest to actually properly collect a set now. Have you seen any of the artwork for them yet?
Oh, yeah. I actually have a page open right now of all the full arts and like the rare cards. Some pretty cool stuff in here, especially the team leaders and Professor Willow. I kind of want to get those full art cards. Those are pretty neat. But what about you guys? How about you, Milo? You guys excited to collect some cardboard?
Honestly, when I see, I think it's the full art cards and stuff, some of the designs, some of the art on it does look sensational. And I can respect that. And some designs have been made into t-shirts, which I have 1 or 2 of. So I love the artistic thing of it. But for me, I'm just not a big card collector kind of person. It's never appealed to me personally. But I'm not going to disrespect anybody who does it because, people would laugh at me. I collect 1/18th scale model cars. So each to their own.
Everybody has their poison, right?
Exactly. For me, it's rosé tonight.
Lady Petrol.
Pneumonia.
And I think from my point of view is I have bought TCG cards in the past. I never really got the addiction and want and need to buy them. And I think the problem, if there is going to be anything with these Pokemon Go TCG cards, is going to be people that are buying them by the box and crate load so that the average consumer can't get them because they want to open like 20 million packs on their channel. Availability is going to be the issue, I think. And I think you've experienced that, JT, before when you've been looking for them. And
oh, yeah, no. I mean, I understand it's the market, I guess, but I definitely am not a fan of there's a lot of people that scalp, they'll go to the store, buy a ton of these things, put them online for about half more than they're worth, or sometimes 2 times more, depending on the demand. It also just depends on the set. Like the Shining Fates, I didn't ever buy them at the rate that I saw some of them, but some of them, like a single ETB box, nowadays goes for about 75, usually, maybe a little less, but unless you can go to a store and get it for 50 like it's supposed to be. But if you go online, back when they were super hot, those things were going for 150 to almost 200 sometimes, and I refuse to buy them at that amount because in the end of the day, I enjoy the collection, but I'm not gonna put myself in bankruptcy just over cardboard. If I can fit it in the budget, I like doing it because I think it's fun. I like opening up the pack, seeing how you do with it, kind of stuff. Again, I guess it's kind of like the dopamine hit of finding a shiny in Pokemon Go. It's kind of the same thing. It's walking around and, oh, hey, look, this worm is a different color worm. Ooh. That's kind of how it boils down for me. Is I've always been a bit of a collector kind of individual, so I definitely for this set am more excited just because it's linked to Pokemon Go, but also I think there's a missed opportunity of maybe there could have been something that if you buy a pack of these cards, it affects something in Pokemon Go.
Yeah.
Like maybe you get a free incubator or something. You know, I don't know, like a code card that you just type it in and it's a one-time code use, just
So
like
there isn't
the
anything?
normal. I don't believe there is. I've looked it up. Maybe I'm wrong, and I'm sure there's plenty of people that'll correct me if I am, but I haven't seen anything in terms of anything to do with Pokemon Go other than there's this event that's going on right now, and then these cards come out basically almost when this event ends.
Yeah,
Yeah.
at the beginning of July, isn't it? Yeah,
I
yeah.
hope there is in some way, because we've obviously had the Professor Willow card that was released,
Right.
well over a year ago, and it's appeared at various events.
Yeah,
and
that
stuff.
was for the Safari Zones last year, wasn't it?
Yeah, and they were handing them out, and you could get them, and then obviously they were still in Sevilla, you could grab them there. So that gave you an exclusive research, which gave you Meltan and Ditto and something else, which is quite
Right.
nice. So yeah, I agree with you. If there was some interlink between Pokemon Go and the TCG, that would be quite a nice way to bring them two
That
together.
would boost a lot of sales.
Yeah.
I mean, super incubator. If you get like maybe there could be some rare code cards, like like here's one that'll give you whatever, like some Pokeballs, cool. But maybe there's one that's like, hey, here's a freaking rocket radar. Here's a
Yeah.
I would think that would definitely drive some
That could
a
be
lot of
amazing.
interest because.
And that would be a better crossover, wouldn't it? Rather than just like a dead event with the Kanto starters again.
Well, I think you're forgetting Dead Event with horrendous lag.
Yes.
I've not noticed it myself, but I've been seeing a lot of videos about it. It's not great, especially the PvP stuff I've been seeing lately is kind of troubling.
People have been saying today that it's been unplayable.
It's been very bad today. We could chat about the event. I've experienced it while being out and about grinding for some Mewtwo raids and stuff where I'll be kicked out of a local gym for no reason. It was just like lag, kick you out, and then you have to like reload the game or wait 5 minutes and then try and get back in. And then you're like, right, either the raid has been done by everybody who successfully entered, or the raid battle's timed out and everyone left and failed.
Right.
But then when you reboot the game's just hanging, isn't it? It just doesn't load properly.
Yeah.
Sometimes, yeah.
Yeah.
I've had that for sure.
It's worse on remote raids, though, because obviously if you get booted out of a remote raid, and I've seen people losing their pass because enough people get booted out that when you jump back in, there isn't time to complete the raid before it despawns, which is quite annoying. But the PvP stuff is hysterical. We talked about this actually when it was the Mega Battle Day, and it's still plaguey in some way where you'll get a move thrown at you, a charge move given off by the Pokemon that they've already switched to, but you haven't seen that switch happen yet.
I've seen a lot of those videos, but I've yet to experience that one as well. Like part of me's happy that I haven't, but also I'm like looking at that going, that's great. You mean to tell me that the one I saw recently was an Araquanid that said Lucario used close combat, and I'm like, wait, what? Like
suddenly Lucario used close combat. What? Where's that?
Just absolutely decimated the person's Registeel. I was like, wow.
Where the fuck's that come from?
A little worried as to like what happened, because they said that like the whole point of the interlude season was that they were going to be working on this and that they were going to make PvP better by the end of it.
And it's no better at all.
It looks like
It's probably
somebody
worse, if
forgot to
anything.
put some code lettering somewhere.
So,
Like,
oh, that's what we were doing. Right.
But I thought just had 3 months off.
comes back with a suntan. Wait, what were we supposed to be doing?
Yeah, that's a giveaway, isn't it? We're meant to be focusing on this. Oh shit, yeah, right. I've got a good tan though.
Yeah.
Do you like it?
It's quality.
Yeah, I'm hoping that it's just an easy fix that they can do, but we'll see.
Yeah, and of course the crossover event's literally just started for you, JTC. Probably not played it very much, but what are your initial thoughts? I mean, there's collection challenges, there's Meltan's back.
I think that there is potential with this event. I like the Meltan box. Apparently, it's supposed to be less time in order for it to be refreshed. Like normally, it's 3 days. I don't know if it's now like 2 days, so it's like every other day or something like that. I'm not sure quite yet because I currently have an incense and it won't tell me until that incense is over. But so there's that. I like that Shiny Meltan is back, and for 2 weeks no less. So if it is every other day, that's like 7 to 6 or 6 to 7 about Meltan
So
boxes.
a lot of boxes, yeah.
Yeah, and it's way overdue. It's been a long time as well, hasn't it?
Loads of
Oh,
XL
yeah.
candy as well. I love it. Just
XL
loads of
candies with
candy,
shinies. I will say that I opened my box today and I didn't have much luck, but that's fine because I also saw somebody get like 5 out of 1 box, which was nuts.
Fuck,
so
mad.
so good on that person. Forget your name, but shout out to you. And then
Yeah, that person.
but I don't want to be super negative, but it definitely does seem a little lackluster. But again, like, I think that the TCG Pikachu being out there is kind of neat, you know, and the spotlight hour for it that was the secret one for those of you who didn't know. So that's kind of fun that they're doing that just as a last minute, you know, if you didn't get the shiny, here's a whole bunch of them just in case. The Ivysaurs and stuff like that in the wild is kind of fun for XLs. The Chanseys and Onyxes are good. I actually got a Hundo Onyx today, which is really neat.
Nice.
Well, the shiny, unfortunately, but that is a boosted shiny, so that, you know, could have happened. Is this something that can last 2 weeks and be exciting? That's where I kind of go, I don't know. I feel like they might be doing this on purpose as well because GoFest Berlin is coming up very soon. So maybe they're trying to lessen it a little bit. And it's really kind of up to the player as to how much they're going to be grinding. Because like you could go really hard for the Charizard, Venusaur, and Blastoise quests because those are free encounters with those. You're going to get guaranteed XLs from catching them. And they have about, I believe, a 1 in 64 shiny rate on them.
I think they're perma boosted. I think they are, yeah.
Yeah. So you could technically really grind those out, but I've only seen 2 today. So, and I've hit most of the stops in my area, so they're definitely not as common as you'd want them to be. I think that this event is kind of fun. There's a new Pokemon. Is it 2 weeks of excitement? I kind of doubt that.
I'd say not.
With you.
You probably need 2 weeks to build up the candy for the evolution.
Really not, actually. I mean, I managed to get my Golisopod evolved today, only in about a 5-hour grind session.
Any normal person can't play it for 5 hours solidly.
No, but to be honest, you will get the Wimpod candy, 400 candy, sorted pretty easily, because it's quite a common spawn. You'll find it a lot. It's in a very, very common task, spin 5 stops and gyms, so easy to get hold of.
It can't be shiny, can it, Milo?
It can't be shiny, unfortunately. But if you pair it with a level 2 mega candy boost on it, it's quality. But I agree with JT, it's not a 2-week event. It's very much going to become a background state of gameplay. As an OG player, as all of us are OG players, how many times have we sat down and gone, oh, it's the Kanto starters? How many times? I'm sure we all have potential for a level 50 Hondo or whatever the top IV is. That's kind of like something for the new players. The new Mon is something to hunt for. There's something to go for like Numel in the wild, only recently released at GoFest as the shiny, and can be Ditto. So Ditto is a lot more common in this event, which is a nice extra perk.
But
definitely. If you missed out on the Ditto event, this is pretty amazing. Sorry, go ahead.
Sorry, JT. We've gone from a decent event in the Adventure Week, and I think we can all agree that the Adventure was, on the whole, a good event. We really do need some downtime because July is going to be fucking insane.
With 2 GoFests.
There's 2 GoFests for people that are attending, but then we've got Dino Community Day, and then there's going to be the Ultra Unlocks from Berlin and Seattle at some point as well. I think realistically this downtime is potentially needed. I mean, not every event can be a bang out.
Yeah, they have to have some mediocrity.
And like I said earlier, I mean, there is a bit of potential in this event in terms of, like, Chansey is very useful for both gyms, and if you want to be a horrible person, you can use a level 51 in PvP. Or small cup even. Yeah. And also Dittos are everywhere. So, I mean, like, it's not the worst event. It's just, I would have liked to seen, like, what they used to do sometimes in the past with a 2-week event like this is there's a bit of a mix-up somewhere in the middle. Maybe different spawns or some extra stuff. Like, I know we're getting more collection challenges, which is going to be interesting.
Like a part 2. I get what you mean.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because we had, was it the X and Y event last year, didn't we? Where it was like right down the middle.
And I agree with Ian, though. Like, you can't have a banger all the time. That's just how it is. So occasionally you're going to have that bad event or a chill event. I don't even want to say bad event. A chiller event.
Yeah, a chill event. Yeah. You can not really worry about too much.
You can take it easy, do your Meltan boxes and do your Mewtwo raids.
Absolutely.
Right. And again, those Meltan boxes, that's fantastic.
I think that has to be a big part of this event, doesn't it, really?
Melmetal is really good in every league of PvP. It's pretty solid in the raids if you wanted to do some random raid counter thing. I think boosted shiny potential for that box. And if you're doing that level 50 challenge, it counts as catching 5 legendaries in a row with guaranteed XL.
It does.
Small little thing. If you want to get a hundo in the future, if you're trying to like play for future goals, it does have a Gigantamax form.
Ooh,
so it is worth trying to get a good one.
There you go. Future prep. Okay, I've just checked. My mystery box access resets in 2 days.
So it is 48 hours then.
I like that.
Sue has just got a shiny Onyx while listening to our live recording in the car.
Nice.
So there we go.
Another green
That's
shiny.
another green. Yes, you're right, Mark. Another green shiny. This one's a disgusting green, but
it's not a nice green, is it? But it's a shiny.
Congrats on your poop snake.
Moving on.
and moving on. I like that, Ian. Very, very true. So, yeah, I like that. It's a great little conversation around TCG. 1st of July, they're going to be out there. People will be able to get their hands on them. So, we're going to go to our second game. Oh, my God. Yes, a second game tonight. But this is Milo's chance to host it. And we're going to go to Play Your Decks Right.
Not of another fucking game. Play your dicks right.
Play your dicks right. It's been a fair while since we played this game, actually. Bear with me a moment while we think what the fuck we're going to do. JT, get you going first, all right?
All right.
Question, is Clauncher higher or lower than Skrelp?
Lower.
It's higher.
Damn.
Ooh.
So much for my redemption arc.
That's two you bombed that stuff straight away.
Immediately, they're literally next to each other in the decks. We make this game deliberately difficult. We'll stick with Kalos for Marky Boy. So a recent event. Is Tyrant higher or lower than Amora or Amora, whichever way you fucking pronounce it?
Fuck it out. I'm going to guess lower.
You are correct. The T-Rex is lower than the anime Diplodocus.
Cock.
Cock.
I agree with Coops.
On the note of Ian pressing buttons on the soundboard, Ian, question for you is Dedenne higher or lower than Sylveon? Both fairy type.
Dedenne is lower.
It's higher than Sylveon.
That's just unfortunate.
Well, Marky Boy, you're the winner.
Congrats, Mark.
That was a short game. There we go.
Coops would have almost liked that game, wouldn't he? It was a
It's
short
my
one.
favourite segment.
It's not because we're running short on time at all.
Nope, we fully just win that. But there we go. Marky Boy has won. Play your dicks right.
Right, so I can't do the count of cousins because Coops isn't here. So we're going to go back to our original
You could do the proper
duo.
count because of you and JT.
Oh, God, no. The Counter Brothers have brought their third brother along. Yeah, it's imagine that.
Oh, the Counter Brothers have got their American cousin.
Yes. Oh, that sounds
y'all.
fun. We've got the Counter Bros and that cousin from the other side of the pond. It's the Counter Brothersons.
Yes, we are back. It's been a bloody long time since we was here, being very English because we've got an American here with us today. Isn't that right, Milo?
Yes. Oh, sorry, we're out of practice with this. Very out of practice. We're going to be covering Mewtwo, which is in raids until the end of the month, June 2022, if anybody's listening to this in, 2023. But Mewtwo, it's a psychic type, pure psychic type, Ian.
Yes, pure
which
psychic
makes it
type.
weak to...
It means it's weak to Dark. It means it's weak to Ghost. It means it's weak to Bug.
Spoilt for counters, really, aren't we? We've got a whole bunch of Megas, Shadows, and normal counters.
So shall we pass over to our American cousin for the first counter?
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Let's do it, man.
Hey, y'all, you ready for some good counters?
Count on me, boy.
Hell yeah. Give me a hell yeah.
Well, first up, can I get a hell yeah? Now, to start off, clearly, Mega Gengar, pretty fantastic. You got yourself Shadow Claw. You also can lick that Mewtwo if you want to. Either way, it works perfectly fine. And you can also use Shadow Ball on that Mega Gengar. It's fantastic. But remember, the Mewtwo does have Psychic fast moves and possibly Psychic as a charge move, which could be pretty terrible for a glassy cannon like that Mega Gengar, but pretty good.
Yeah, Mewtwo will fuck that boy up.
Yeah. Yeah, well. Now, I'm going to bring in a Pokemon here that's very dear to Milo's heart because he lost a hundo with this one. Darkrai is a solid counter. Just with your dark type move, Snarl, and of course Shadow Ball.
Preferable moveset, absolutely. You can use Dark Pulse, but I think there's some weird thing like Shadow Ball's damage output outweighs the stab bonus of Dark Pulse on Darkrai.
Well, let's talk about that. Are you still hurt over the fact that you lost
I've got
that
3
hundo,
hundos. I'm
Darkrai?
fine. I'm fine. Trust me. I'm fine. It.
Another tear's coming down that cheek.
Which cheek?
In this heat, it could be either one, mate.
Moving on swiftly. We're going to bring it back to another Mega. Mega I've been using, which actually pairs nicely with the TCG event we've got for boosted Wimpod Candy. If you want to chuck in Mega Gyarados, Dark Water type, and you can use Bite and Crunch on that bad boy. But watch out for Focus Blast because that will fuck it up.
That will fuck you up.
Y'all can't forget about the origin form Giratina.
Hell no.
With Shadow Claw. Shadow Ball. Hell no. It's so good. It's actually pretty tanky for most things because it usually can have Flamethrower or it could have Thunderbolt, the Mewtwo specifically. Obviously, it could resist those things, but if you do run into a Mewtwo with Ice Beam,
then you're fucked.
Don't expect this Ghost Dragon Snake thing to live very long.
It won't be so thick afterwards.
Well, it is cold, so usually it shrivels in the cold. But anyways, go ahead, Milo.
Very true. And if you wanted to play like the D tier in terms of counters, Mega Beedrill is available in the game. Don't recommend using that under any circumstance, to be honest, given what else is available.
And since Mewtwo was last out, here's one that might not be an obvious pick, but Hooper is a solid pick.
Unbound form Hooper.
I think you can use either, but the Unbound would be the better of the two.
And also, for all you memers out there, there's always the monkey. You can use Zarude, the dark and grass monkey. And it's got Dark Pulse, which is fantastic. Pretty much can resist anything except for a Flamethrower or a Focus Blast, but whatever.
Actually listen to the recommended. Since the recommended
the recommended has improved slightly, but even so.
It works to some extent this time.
Yes, yeah.
A few other bits.
Oh, you guys are looking at that? I'm just going off the top of my head.
I always just go
like a real American.
Just going head on. Let's see what happens.
I don't know what these statistics are.
What is this horse shit? But another a mega that Marky Boy likes, Mega Houndoom.
Well, Mark is the mega connoisseur.
I approve.
I approve this message.
I approve this message. But just watch out for Focus Blast once again. This is a dark type.
The last one I'm going to throw in, before I pass over to our American cousin, is one that I actually really like. It's Chandelure with ghost moves.
I hope you guys are shitting down for this one. Because this is a bit
shitting down.
a different kind of pick here. But do you all know the power of the Shadow Weavile? Currently, the top dark type attacker, minus Megas. Very good pick. Get it with Snarl and Foul Play. Fantastic attacker, very glassy. It will die very quickly, but the amount of damage it throws out is good. But if you can't afford one of those, there's also Shadow Tyranitar, which is also very fantastic with Bite and Crunch. And a third option, just because we're talking about shadows, Shadow Honchkrow, which is actually better than the Tyranitar, but not as good as the Weavile. Very good picks, and also useful for a lot of other great things out there.
Got a lot of Shadow form in here. I'll throw one in there that's going to be the best budget pick, really, is actually going to be normal Gengar. If you don't have the ability to Mega Evolve it, because Ghastly is a trade to evolve Pokemon, if you trade a Ghastly, you get a good lucky, it will cost you no candy to get it from Haunter to Gengar. But Psychic moves will fuck it up. And I think that's kind of it.
Preach, brother, preach.
So lovely to have the Counter Brothers and your American cousin with you tonight. That was a treat. Hopefully we might have him back again to join you. So that'd be lovely.
I'm afraid I don't have my passport, so I don't think it's going to happen.
Oh, hell no.
He's got his northern passport, though. That's all that matters. You
can
get around with that one.
The north.
You have to fly just over the north of the globe. You're only allowed there. Can't get the sun in the south of the...
If I can walk over the ice, then I can come over. But if I fall through, it's over.
You can't go south of the equator, JT.
So, we're going to go to our favourite section, boys. It's Shinies of the Week.
Shinies of the Week.
And for our first Shiny of the Week, it's gonna go to Apex. Congratulations. After hearing the Incensed podcast for the past 3 weeks, I finally got an episode, #nice, and managed to get this on Spotlight Hour. #Shinies of the Week. It is a shiny Matine. It is beautiful. Huge congratulations. I definitely know how you felt when you got that.
Nice.
Congratulations. That is an absolutely beautiful manta ray, and I hope that it had good IVs. But I'm guessing it didn't, since you didn't decide to show it to us.
I'm going to throw it out to a local lad at the Keen Brown. Helped some local school kids with a Growler raid whilst out on an afternoon grind. Saw it was a shiny, but didn't see the IVs until after helping catch their normal ones. And sweet RN Jesus, I'm a good person. And it is a shiny Groudon, but the bad 98, the 14 attack 98.
Bad.
Oh, you got the Goku bad.
Oh, yes.
Goku bad.
Indeed. With the #Shinies of the Week, #Incensed Podcast. Nice.
So our next Shiny of the Week, or Shinies of the Week, because there's two of them, was Neil at Incensed Podcast. Got these in back-to-back raids and just had to evolve the better one. #Shinies of the Week. 2 shiny Timber back-to-back. Of course, one's now a Conkeldurr.
That's fantastic.
And that is just amazing considering I still don't have that shiny. GG's, man. GG's.
So this one's impressive, actually. rhaze683, hashtag Pokemon Go, hashtag Adventure Week, ended well for me. 17 Shinies, 10 Shieldon, 5 Cranidos, and 2 Onyx. Good day. Also, whilst listening to some Incensed podcast and the Way Spotters as well. Anyway, that's hashtag Shinies of the Week. That's not bad going. I'm only joking. We love you, Way Spotters, boys. That is phenomenal. 17 Shinies.
It's a good day. Good show.
That's a good amount.
Shinies of the week.
My poll's got about 4 minutes left to run in, so we'll chat a little.
If your poll lasts for more than 4 minutes, please see a doctor.
Mark's poll lasts 60 minutes generally.
Oh my.
It can be a big poll sometimes, JT, and it stays proud.
Sometimes I have a hard time in the bedroom, but then I take Masterful 27. With Masterful 27, the confidence in the bedroom is just skyfall. Some would say it hits the roof.
It's a purple pill.
Take orally.
Aren't they blue, Milo?
Yeah, they are, but Mark's colour is like purple. I always give him the purple thing on the timeline, so it's a lavender.
And that's also the taste.
Lavender.
Nice.
Like aniseed.
And that's another advert on tonight's podcast.
Viagra sponsors tonight's episode.
Oh, that'd be genius.
You ever see that commercial for it where they're singing Viva Viagra? I'm like, wow, this is something else.
We never got that here.
The closest we get in the UK is like at service stations when you're driving up the motorway and that, and like you go into the gents, they have all like the like little posters on the wall. They have all the little clip frames above every urinal, and like there's like some of the stuff you get, and like, there's one time, they all were like erectile dysfunction, like on every single one of those. Every guy I keep
it's the one at Reading, I think it alternates. You can either go for the erectile dysfunction one or the one that's like Lisa Van or something.
Lisa Van.
I can honestly say I would never buy boner pills from a vending machine in a gents' toilets.
Not in a UK service station. That's just horrendous.
We have a really weird thing here in the States. Like, it's not normal gas stations like 7-Eleven anymore or anything like that. But if you ever go to a gas station that's like just run by some dude, like he's selling a certain company's gas, but like the actual like store and everything is just their store, man, you will see some weird things in there. Like, remember seeing one that had like a picture of a rhinoceros and it was a pill and it was supposed to make you do better. And I was just like, what is this? I am not going to take that. Like, everything about this wall makes me think I'm going to kill myself if I ingest any of this.
That is one hell of a horn. Anyway.
And then poachers will cut it off and use it for something. What?
Yeah, you'll get so hard that you'll be hunted by poachers.
Anyway, talking about things that are big and hard, I think I see something in the distance. I think it's...
Is that Mark's home?
I whipped it out for a little bit tonight.
Only a little bit.
It needed to be aired.
It needs to have it needs to be aired. It's a bit warm, a little bit sweaty.
A sweaty poll.
Well, apparently my poll is ending, so Twitter's always telling me we're nearly there. So I did a quick poll. We talked about Pokemon GO TCG. Will you be buying some? Was simply the question. I thought it was quite a nice, simple question out there. We had 26 people getting on my sweaty poll tonight.
Maybe that's what it was. The sweat put them off.
I mean, honestly, it's not a bad number, dude. Congrats.
Cock.
So, bottom line is 38% of people will be buying Pokemon GO TCG. Some great comments on this. Our resident artiste, Nukemz, commented on there. I already have one addiction to Pokemon. I don't need another one. I get that. I
mean, when it comes down to Pokemon Go, it makes sense.
Definitely. Adam Trahey said, I've already pre-ordered close to £100 worth of the set. RIP. Little love heart faces. What does that get you? 6 blister packs, is it, JT, for 100? Is that how it works normally?
Depends on what he got, but he should get at least maybe 12 plus, depending on what products he got specifically.
Imagine like if you got like one and all you had were like Weedles in them, like Comday.
Just like Pokemon Go when you first started.
Congrats, you've got the Community Day box. Yeah. It's just the same card.
Weedle, shiny Weedle.
This is the June 2020 Community Day edition.
Community Day edition, fucking hell. And Apex has come in and said it's not for everyone, but I've already pre-ordered mine, but it'll be really hard to get. Yeah, I think you're absolutely right on there. An update, sorry boys, 34 people got on there at the end, so it was a little surge at the end. But interestingly, the numbers have stayed the same.
Last minute climax.
Oh,
So what was the split again, Mark?
38% will be, and 62% won't be.
That's just unfortunate.
I think as we're a Pokemon Go podcast, it's like people sway towards Pokemon Go.
I think you're right. Well, that is it, boys. JT, it's been lovely having you here, mate. Thank you for keeping us in order tonight. I feel like you've done a good job at that.
I definitely kept you on track the entire time. There was no point in which they ever had to edit this heavily because of anything.
No tangents.
This was the cleanest podcast. But thank you for having me. I had a great time. I love hanging out with you guys.
It's been quality. It's been a quality evening.
It has been quality.
There's some things that people will never hear, but it's fine. Anyways, hey, Coops, I miss you, buddy. Hopefully you'll be on the next one.
He won't hear that.
Can have a big black cock.
Nice.
Why did he say that? Coops has just got cock on the brain.
Tyler, you're right. You're absolutely
After
right.
that statement, 100% right.
So, thank you, everyone. That was a lovely episode, and it's done now. It is done. Hopefully, you've enjoyed it, and certainly Milo and Ian and their pennies.
We're in our salaries.
Our salaries. But please, if you haven't done so, please hit that follow, subscribe button on any of those podcast platforms you listen to. Please also follow us on our social media. We do use Twitter and TikTok and occasionally Instagram to keep up to date with all the latest stuff.
Another thing that helps the podcast in a big way is all the fantastic people on our Patreon. Big thank you to the people on the bronze and the silver tiers, and a special thank you to everybody on the top gold tier. And they include DomTheRagnorok,
Connolly,
Kerry and Zachary,
DerbyRuss,
Martin2292,
AgentMLI,
CliffordMert,
JB,
TishSmith,
and HermesNinja.
The most important question, boys. JT got a shiny Mewtwo on the Incensed. I got a shiny Melton off the Meltan box. Did you boys get anything?
No, I exhausted my shiny look last week on the recording. I didn't get a shiny tonight.
And I didn't get a shiny, no hundo, no nundo. I fucking hate that bonus. Quite.
He does. Well, that's good. So it's a nice split. Ian and Milo last week, me and JT this week. So that is lovely stuff. Fucking hell. Guys, thank you for being on tonight. I hope you've enjoyed this. It's been a great one. Thank you, everyone, for listening as well. Have a great week. Hopefully you'll survive a week of all this TCG event in Pokemon Go. But joking aside, it all leads up to some really big stuff over the next couple of weeks. So on that bombshell, keep hunting those Kanto starters. Take care, everybody.
I choose you!